Jung Joon-won Fairytale wedding goes live, and the final moment had the whole nation in tears. What could possibly happen at a wedding so beautiful, so perfect, that it brings an entire nation to tears? Was it the vows, the kiss, or something far more unexpected? As cameras rolled and millions watched live, the final moment of Jung Joon-won's Fairytale wedding stunned everyone, leaving hearts shattered and questions swirling. Join Red Carpet Revealed as we uncover every emotional twist behind the wedding that shook Korea. Let's dive in right now. What began as a romantic fairy tale quickly spiraled into a heart-shaking, tear-soaked spectacle that left an entire nation stunned. On what was supposed to be a private, picturesque ceremony shared only with a close circle and a few select cameras, Jung Joon-won's wedding instead became a national phenomenon. And when the bride Yun Jung finally stepped into view, millions of jaws dropped. But nothing prepared viewers for what happened at the very end. A fairy tale no one saw coming. It started like any high-profile celebrity wedding, whispers of secret locations, celebrity guest lists, and anonymous staff bound by non-disclosure agreements. Rumors had been circulating for months, and all eyes were on Jung Joon-won, the rising actor whose fan base had exploded thanks to his emotionally charged performances and enigmatic charm. Every move he made was tracked, every woman he was seen with instantly dragged into the headlines. But amid the noise, one name kept slipping through the cracks, surfacing quietly but consistently: Yun Jung. The two had never officially confirmed a relationship despite having worked together on multiple projects. Their chemistry on screen was undeniable, too intense, too natural to be just acting. But no confessions, no paparazzi photos, silence, until today. The broadcast that froze the nation. The announcement was sudden. A brief post from his agency: Jung Joon-won will hold a private wedding ceremony today. Thank you for your understanding. But that was only the beginning. Minutes later, an unexpected link appeared online: live broadcast, Jung Joon-won wedding. The view count soared within seconds, hundreds of thousands, then millions. People left meetings, skipped classes, delayed flights. South Korea collectively tuned in. And what they saw, pure magic. The venue was unlike anything seen before. Nestled within a secluded mountain garden estate, the setting was straight out of a historical fantasy. Ancient trees wrapped in soft fairy lights, white rose petals floating in the air like snow, and a pathway of glass laid over a shallow stream. The orchestra played a haunting melody as the groom walked in, stoic, poised, yet his eyes trembled. The bride reveal that broke the internet. Then came the moment no one was ready for. The music shifted, the guests stood, and there she was. Yun Jung, dressed in an ivory silk gown that shimmered like a river under moonlight. A long flowing veil trailed behind her, framing her like a painting. She looked straight at him, her lips trembling, and when their eyes met, the world stopped. The live stream comments exploded. It's her, Yun Jung. I'm crying and they haven't even said anything yet. Fans who had waited for years, connecting invisible dots and clinging to rumors, finally had their confirmation, not through an interview, not through a tabloid leak, but through a single, unforgettable moment of shared silence between two people in love. The vows that made millions weep. Their vows didn't just tell a love story. They unraveled a journey that no one had known about. Jung Joon-won spoke first, his voice thick with emotion. For the world, this is a wedding. But for me, it's a victory over every fear you had, over the nights you cried and told me this would never work, over every time you tried to leave, and I begged you to stay. Yun Jung couldn't hold back her tears. She responded with a voice barely above a whisper, shaking but fierce. I was afraid of becoming a headline, afraid that loving you would cost me everything I worked for. But the truth is, not loving you was slowly breaking me. So today, I don't choose safety, I choose you. The air was thick with emotion. The guests wept openly. And online, over 9 million viewers typed in sync. This is not just a wedding, this is history. Just as the ceremony seemed to be concluding, as the couple took their final bow, Jung Joon-won paused. He asked the officiant for the microphone once more. What came next would go down as one of the most unforgettable moments in South Korean entertainment history. Before this wedding, before this perfect day, she said no. Gasps, even Yun Jung looked confused. I proposed to her 8:42 days ago. She cried, she kissed me, but she said no, not because she didn't love me, but because she didn't want to lose herself in the chaos. And I told her I'd wait. A year, 2 years, as long as it took. He turned to her eyes full of tears. Today she didn't just marry me, she fought to love me publicly. That takes more courage than anything I've ever done. Then slowly he knelt down. Yun Jung, Even after everything we've been through, will you say yes again? To tomorrow, to every hard day, to every quiet moment when the world forgets us, but we still remember this one. She collapsed into him, whispering the words everyone had been waiting for. Yes, 1,000 times yes. The crowd erupted. The internet broke. South Korea, for one silent, shared breath, cried together. In an industry infamous for manufactured romances and secret heartbreaks, Jung Joon-won and Yun Jung's wedding wasn't just touching, it was revolutionary. Agencies had long preached caution. Dating bans, silent breakups, and PR-driven relationships were the norm. But this couple broke every unwritten rule live on camera. Insiders began speaking up, revealing just how much the couple had risked behind the scenes. A former stylist for Yun Jung anonymously shared, "There were days she came to the set with eyes swollen from crying, saying, 'I love him, but I don't know how to survive it.' She wasn't being dramatic. She was terrified of losing her identity to the media machine." Meanwhile, a producer who worked with Jung Joon-won on a drama 2 years ago disclosed he refused to date his co-star on screen, even though the ratings would have benefited. He was loyal to someone nobody even knew about. Now we understand why. These revelations cast their story in an entirely new light. This wasn't a sudden whirlwind romance. It was a slow, deliberate battle fought in silence and shadow until love could finally step into the spotlight. Fan reactions: "We grew up with him, now he's taught us how to love." The fandom exploded, not with jealousy but pride. He didn't just marry her, he respected her, protected her, waited for her. Comment from @June1 Global Fans. "They didn't owe us anything, but they gave us everything." That ceremony, that was love in its purest form. Korean fan blog with 500k shares. Artworks, fan edits, tributes, and full-blown documentaries started surfacing online. One TikTok video compiling their rare behind-the-scenes moments racked up over 28 million views in 12 hours. Day 843 trended on Twitter for over 36 hours straight. Even international celebrities chimed in. A-list actress Zendaya tweeted, "Watch the Jung Gyj wedding with tears in my eyes. That wasn't a show. That was truth." The Yun Jung effect, from actress to symbol of strength. The narrative didn't stop at Jung Joon-won. In fact, Yun Jung became the unexpected centerpiece of this modern love epic. Once known for her elegance and emotional depth on screen, she was now hailed as a symbol of silent resistance, a woman who didn't conform to industry pressure, who said no when it wasn't right and yes when it meant everything. Her fan base, long loyal but relatively quiet, erupted in numbers and passion. Brands clambered to work with her, but according to one source, she declined all post-wedding endorsements. She said, "This isn't a time to sell anything, it's a time to just feel." And feel the public did. Her decision to walk into that wedding knowing the world would dissect her every step was more than brave, it was a statement. One that particularly resonated with young women in Korea. A viral op-ed titled Yun Jung Taught Me That Saying No Is Also Love was shared over 700,000 times, inspiring conversations around emotional boundaries, self-worth, and relationship pressure in modern society. What's next? The silence after the storm. Since the final image posted on both their Instagram accounts, day 843, the couple has gone silent. No interviews, no red carpets, no brand deals. Some say they flew to a private island in Greece. Others believe they returned to the same small apartment they used to share in secret before the cameras found them. Their agencies remain respectfully quiet. They will return to their projects when they're ready, a joint statement read. Until then, we hope fans give them the peace they've earned. Yet even in their absence, the impact lingers. Jung Joon-won and Yun Jung didn't just marry each other, they redefined public love. They showed the world that intimacy doesn't have to be hidden to be sacred, that love doesn't need to be shouted to be strong, and that sometimes waiting quietly, faithfully, painfully is the most radical form of devotion.